Hi everyone! Ah! Welcome to my yarn room. Ta-da! Listen guys, I am so excited. I'm so excited because I have finished a cardigan in 24 hours. Actually, it's a little over 24 hours, but I didn't spend the whole 24 hours crocheting it. So, before I show you the cardigan, I'll show you how much I have left of the big Caron cake. I'm trying to see if I can make a hooded cowl. If this doesn't make the hooded cowl, then I'll just make it a cowl and maybe a headband. But look at this. Okay, I didn't use a pattern. I was just like, I'm going to try to make a cardigan as fast as possible. So, let me model my cardigan for you. Ta-da! Let's see. Ta-da! What do you think? Ta-da! I'm not sure that here, maybe if I stay, oh yeah, there we go. Ta-da! So, you guys, seriously, this came out of that anniversary cake, and I still have left what I showed you. So, I bet you guys are wondering how I made this. So, let me tell you, it was so easy because I just used my measurements. What I did was, this is literally, I didn't have to piece anything together because I worked it all in one piece. And the way I did that was this right here, going up and then around the back is one piece. So I started on this side, crocheted across this whole length. I think it was like 86 stitches from the bottom of the front to the bottom of the back. And then I usually am 38 bust, so going across it was 19. So what I did was I stopped at 8, had 3 inches for the middle and another 8 on the other side. So right here where the collar starts is where I stopped going the whole length of, from the bottom of the front to the bottom of the back, and just crocheted from the top, from the neck down to the bottom for 4 rows. For 4 rows along the back. And then when I got back to here, or I guess on this side, it would be here, since it was 86 stitches from front to back, and for those 4 rows, I just crocheted, I think it was 43 stitches. I chained 43 so that I could carry on making the front. Okay, so when I had that big piece, it was shaped kind of like, how would I, it had the fronts and then the back. It would be like if you crocheted 2 separate panels for the front and 1 bigger panel for the back. except you just crocheted it all together instead of crocheting it in different pieces. That's what I did. Then I folded it over, and when I folded it over, then the only seams I had to do were right up the sides. So I seamed up the side and then made this arm. And you can see where I started decreasing. Did the same on this side. And then went around for 3 rows all along this front panel, along those 4 stitches in the back, and down this front panel. And throughout the whole sweater, I used the herringbone stitch. So it is a nice, comfortable, vertical striped sweater. Here, let me try it on one more time, because I'm more than just a little happy about it. Ta-da! This is nice and warm. And I usually make my sweaters, my cardigans especially, come down to right here. And I was thinking, if I wanted to, make this one a little longer, I still could by making the same border along the bottom that I made on my cuff. Here, I'll show you oh, that's where I did something different. On my cuff, I didn't use herringbone stitch. I used a front post double crochet, back post double crochet. So, and look at that herringbone stitch. Isn't it pretty? I really like it. It doesn't, I think it makes it look like it wasn't done fast at all. And if you wanted to, you could color. I didn't color control, but if you wanted to color control, you certainly could. But this was so easy to make. And you guys, I still have this much left of my cake. And I'm making a cowl. I'm going to make it a hooded cowl. So it's going to be, so I've started it like this. It's going to be maybe, I don't know, I'd say I'm about 1/5 of the way done right now, maybe 1/6 of the way done. And then I'm going to make the cowl, or the hood, start about right here and go all the way around so that I can just, like a Robin Hood. I don't know. But anyway, that's my plan. Maybe I'll have that done by tomorrow. So, how many of you guys are making, I'm going to have to take this off. It's really hot. But I tell you what, it's going to be awesome this fall. Oh, and I wore my Yarn Geek shirt. It was so cool, because one day my husband and I were walking downtown, and I was wearing, this is actually his Yarn Geek shirt, because I kind of ruined my Yarn Geek shirt by putting it in the dryer for too high for too long, and I kind of shrunk the whole thing and made it brittle. It was really hot. But anyway, we were walking downtown, and we walked right into the middle of this troop of Boy Scouts. And of course, we know somebody, a dad and a kid in the troop of Boy Scouts, so we stopped to say hi to them. And then one of the other Boy Scout leaders says, "Where'd you get your shirt?" And I'm like, "I made them." Well, I didn't make it, but I had it made at the Acme t-shirt shop downtown. And he was like, "Oh, my wife would like one of those." And I'm like, "Cool." But I don't sell them. But I guess I could possibly make some more, because the store still has my design for the Yarn Geek logo on it. Isn't this cute? The Yarn Geek. My daughter Veronica, who is Little Miss Movie Star in New York City, designed this. She's His head is falling off. No! Oh, do you guys see that? My lamb's head is falling off. I'm going to have to do something about this because this is not cool. I'm not going to worry about it right now. It's beyond my control. So, because I'm talking to you guys about yarn right now. Oh, while I'm at it, I'm getting off track. I don't even know. Is there a track that I'm on? I don't know. I'm just so happy to be talking to you guys. I got all inspired because right before I started making this video, I watched Limon live. I think it was his second live. And I tell you what, that young man inspires me. Seriously. That's where I got, he is where I got the Caron Anniversary Cake Challenge. Seriously, I saw him, you know, he got his Caron Anniversary Cake, and I put a link to it in my last video of where he made like a sweater, a scarf, was it a hat, and some gloves? I was like, oh my God, why have I never thought of doing something like that? I'm going to do it. 24 hours later, ta-da, a cardigan and part of a cowl. And you know what else is really cool is it made me start thinking, if I can have this much productivity from challenging myself to do something like that, then I could pretty much challenge myself to do that with all of my yarn. Let's just whip out a cardigan a day. A cardigan a day? No. I don't think I could do that. I mean, I know I could, but really, I would get bored with it. So, and of course I haven't worked on anything else because I've only been working on my anniversary cake challenge. So, but I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. And I've been thinking of finishing up my mosaic bag. And that, of course, is what I'm using for my... I'm a firm believer in, you know what? If you've got part of the project made, you can start using it. You know, why put it off? So yes, it is partially made and I am using it, but it is going to be bigger and it is going to have a much better border. So until then, that's why I have like 20 blankets in my living room that aren't quite finished yet, but they are in use. You want to see one? Maybe I'll go grab one real quick because, oh, the oldest one I have is 20 years old. No, Veronica's it's 22 years old. I'm wondering if, no, it's not in there right now. Sorry, I was looking at my big stack of blankets. Here, let me grab one of them, and I'll show you what I mean. So, I'll just grab the one right off the top. Oh, and the one right on the top, of course, has a big hole in it because it started coming apart, but I need to put it back together. Oh, yep. There's the hole. I just need to seam that up. And this is kind of a wonky mix of squares that I had at one time. And then I used my wonky ginger stitch around the edge for the border. And so I was just kind of playing with granny squares at one time. So, you know, I made that one was a basket weave. And this one, I forget where I got that pattern from, but I got it from somewhere. This was just a hexagon that I thought, I want to try to make a square out of it. This is a hole that I need to fix. And this is another. I won't show you guys all of the squares, but I did make them bigger. And how long ago did I was working on this blanket. I started it 4 or 5 years ago, and I'd say I finished most of it in the last, I don't know, 3 years ago. And then every once in a while, I'll add another layer of border on. This is just a true crazy granny square Afghan because there is no rhyme or reason to the colors. And I use scraps, but you know what else I would do? Every once in a while, I would find, like, this is an I Love This yarn, I believe. Yeah. And I got it, and I was like, I don't have anything else to crochet it on, so I think I'll just put it on the border of that Afghan. And I do that with a lot of yarns because I just want to use the yarn, and I want to play with the yarn, and I just want to feel the yarn. And the yarn needs a home, right? Don't all tiny little balls of yarn really just need a home? That's how I feel. Save the little balls of yarn. So, anyway, that is the story of this blanket. It's an ongoing story, an ongoing saga. And I can show you another one tomorrow. It's like each blanket in this house has a life of its own. And I'm not going to lie, I have a few more blankets that are wacky granny square blankets like that. One's really pretty. It's like I intentionally matched the colors a little bit, and I'm not sure where it is right now. I think it's up in one of the boys' rooms. I tell you what, having all these kids and a lot of blankets worked out pretty good together. It was a good match. I also make a lot of rugs. Rugs are a very practical thing. I love being able to make practical things for my house. And since rugs are expensive, at least homemade looking rugs, I figure, you know what? I can just make my own rugs. So I have. I can show you another rug if you'd like. I'm on this creativity surge right now. I've been watching so many new YouTube people, and I'm inspired. It's exciting. It is so exciting. I have this rug right here. I might tip the camera down a little bit so you can see it. It's not actually all straightened out, but it's, ta-da! It's a circular rug. I can't get my camera all the way up to get the whole thing, but you get the idea. So, and every once in a while, I'll add a little bit more onto it. I can't stand the thought of something being done. So I think I just leave things perpetually undone, except for things like the sweater, because you got to have a sweater finished before you wear it. So I'm going to try that I'm going to try to finish that hooded cowl tonight. And then I need to take like some Instagram worthy photos of my Caron Anniversary Cake challenge things. I thought this color, you know, I usually like to use more colorful colors, but this is so fall looking, and I don't know, I was just drawn to this Caron cake, but this anniversary cake, oh my, you guys, it is so squishy. I can't even, it's like, oh. It's like, oh, Yarn, I love you. I bet you guys feel like this sometimes too. Oh, Yarn, I love you. So, want to see what else I got? I got this last Christmas. Somebody sent me a Yarn Geek spoon. It was, she's one of my friends on Instagram, and we got to know each other because we did the, oh, I forget what it's called. They do it a couple of times a year. It's where you trade a bunch of stuff with somebody else. But anyway, she sent me this awesome Yarn Geek spoon. Of course, I'm never going to use it for anything that you'd use a spoon for. I just keep it in the yarn room because it's awesome. So anyway, I've got big plans for tonight. Once again, my husband and I don't have any kids. They're all off with other people. I guess that's what happens when they turn into teenagers. So it's me and him. He's still at work, but he's on his way home. And then we've got date night at Wendy's. You know, it's really romantic. I'm quite partial to driving through at Wendy's. You know, I don't need to go in and sit at a table and eat. I like Frosties. And Wendy's does have a, it's like, I don't know. Anyway, that's where we're going. So, I am going to sign off for now. And thank you so much for coming. I've had a couple of people offer to be moderators if I want to do a live. So I'm like super excited. Thank you for offering to monitor for me, moderate. Do you guys ever get so many ideas in your head that they actually come faster than the words coming out of your mouth? I do. So, on that note, thank you for coming to see me tonight. And I'm going to catch up on the comments from last night tonight. It's a little difficult to catch up on everything at once, you know, at work, but the weekend comes, I'm going to catch up. So anyway, you guys have a truly awesome, wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh, today is Vlogust 27th. Tomorrow will be Vlogust 28th, and I will see you then. So until then, stay safe, have fun with your yarn, and I love you guys. Bye.